This is the training video for pre-export review and preparing the Excel data collection document for the National FFA Living to Serve data collection and reporting system. So in the previous training we entered two new grants for this year, and you'll see that we now have a 2012 included in the list of the year drop down. Now this did need to refresh, so after entering grants you are going to have to either close the navigation window and reopen it using the forms objects, or close the database and open it back up. Either way is fine in order to have that refresh. So before creating the documents needed to make the Excel form functional, you want to review the information that you put in for the grant. So you're going to select the year and you're going to click Pre-Export Review. This will generate a report for your review that will lay out all of the information that is entered for the given year. So you'll see here, let me expand this, the grant year 2012. This is the hourly rate that is entered in the global form. So if that's the wrong rate for the given year, you're going to have to go back to the global form, navigate to the current year, and change that rate to whatever the current rate is for volunteer labor. If this report turns out to be blank, then there is no global record for the current year. Okay, so close the form, go to the global form, and create a new record for the current year. It will then list by state all the chapters that you have entered grants for. It'll identify the project names, so you can see the roadside cleanup, an environmental issue project, and a greenhouse rehab, a hunger, nutrition, and health project for Flora and FFA. It also identifies the impact measures that you identified for that project. Keep in mind that once this is put into the Excel document, chapters will not be able to update or change these. So you want to confirm that all of this is correct and what you want before creating the Excel file. So if there are measures that are missing or were entered improperly, or you negotiated a new measure with the chapter, you're going to want to make that change before you create the Excel file, but this identifies what those measures are. Okay, so these three for the roadside cleanup, pounds of produce harvested and donated for the greenhouse rehab. It also identifies the grant amount for that chapter. Okay, any of this information can be changed by going back to the grant details form, navigating to that chapter, and then to the grant year, and making those edits. Okay, if you find that you're missing a chapter, same thing, go back to the grant form and enter the information for that chapter. Okay, once all of that's correct and you verify that information, you're going to want to click Export Pre-Pop Data. That button will generate 4 Excel files and save them to the default folder that we talked about in the initial setup training. Once it's done exporting those files, you'll get a pop-up saying that the export is complete. You can click OK. And either close or just minimize the database. We're going to close it now. Or actually, I'm just going to minimize it for now. So my documents, as we saw in the setup, was my default folder. And you'll see here at the bottom, I now have 4 new files: pre-populate, drop-down, partner types, and state list. we're going to paste these into specific locations into the Excel collection file. So you want to open the Excel collection file and go to the drop-down tab. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the drop-down Excel document, and you'll see that it lists the chapters and their grants. You're going to select all of that information. Do not select the header row. That information is not needed. So starting at line 2, select 3 rows across and as far down as it goes. As you see, we only entered 2 chapters. You're going to copy that. You're going to go back to your master file, and starting here at J3, you're going to right click, paste special, and values. Alright, so we have that. Now we're going to go to the state list. And that's going to bring up a list of all the states that are receiving grants, or all the states that have chapters receiving grants, and the number of chapters in each state that is receiving a grant. We'll do the same thing, copy that. You're going to go back to your master, and starting here at F2, you're going to right click, paste special, values. Okay, hopefully you saw that cascade across. These features drive all of the drop downs and pre-population information in the Excel document. If you scroll down, you'll see partner types as well. So we're going to go back, we're going to open partner types, and we're going to highlight, again, not the header row, but all of the data that's contained there. This is the list of all the partner types that were identified as active. We're going to do the same thing, copy that, go back to our master file, and paste special. Values. Okay, this allows chapters to select partners as they enter data. We're then going to go to the pre-pop tab and open the pre-populate Excel document. And same thing, we're going to, starting at row 2, select all the data that's in here. There's a fair bit of data in this record, so make sure to scroll all the way over or drag all the way over so that you have all the way up to the chapter name included. You're going to copy that. And this one, when you come back, starting at B4, you can just paste that one regular if you want. And that'll be fine. And we'll populate all of that out. Once that is done, you're going to want to hide the pre-pop tab, hide the drop-down tab, and hide the upload tab. This upload tab is utilized by the database to capture the information. So you're going to hide that one as well. The Outcomes tab and the National Check tab, you're welcome to lock. If you would like, I would strongly recommend locking them before sending it to the chapters. And to do that, you're going to come up to Review and select Protect Sheet. Okay. From there, you're going to make sure that you give it a password, something that makes sense to you, and you'll confirm that password. Okay, that will prevent a chapter from making changes to information that they're not allowed to change. Okay, it'll also aid in them navigating, because they'll be able to use the tab key to edit information that is available to them. For them to use the Excel form, you'll see that the two states that are there, they'll be able to pick and select their state and then chapter from those drop downs, and you'll notice that the information has changed. So these pre-pop features allow them not to need to enter in all of this contact information. However, they can change any of it. If the chapter the advisor has changed, they can make a change here, and when you import the information, it will update in the database the contact information for that chapter. Okay, so that concludes this training. Our next training will be on the completion of the Excel document itself and some of the validation rules that are there.